Hey everybody, John Huber here. My next little discussion on one of these, some of these recommendations from the sheriff. I'm going to kind of throw two of them together here just to make, because that's the way the board presented it. First one talks about enforce a policy prohibiting cell phone use during the school day. Board agreed? No. Not surprising, and I can tell the sheriff right now. I'll tell you, anybody, you're fighting a losing battle. The board's not going to do it. And they're not going to do it for two reasons. One is that it would just cause too much of an upheaval with the parents. The parents are just, their kid's going to have their cell phone. I don't care what that school tells you. You put that cell phone in your pocket and you keep it. End of story. So that's one. The other thing is it's impossible. I did a whole video on this about a couple months ago. It's impossible to enforce, folks. You know it as well as I do. You can tell them all day long they're not allowed to have. It's against the policy now for them to have cell phones in classes during instruction and whatnot. You think they do it? I was in schools for the last 15 years of my career in the public schools, and yeah, it's written in every rule in every school. No cell phones or no cell phones. No stuff. They got them. It's impossible to enforce. So for those two reasons, sheriff fighting a losing battle on this. I'm not crazy about it, but I get it, and I think that you would live to fight another day before you try and fight that battle. And the next one, along with this, hardened targets, schools with temporarily unusual classrooms, etc. There are a lot of things you can do, and I think that part of it has to do with administrators on school sites actually enforcing this with their own staff. I tell you, it's a battle. I was at a school one time. I was administrator. I wrote people up because, and I went after them with disciplinary action because they were putting little rocks in the door so that they didn't have to walk all the way around to go to the parking lot because of the way the school building was laid out. It's a difficult task where people get lazy. People they let other people in. The sheriff just the other day was talking about an incident where I think it was a staff member, one of the schools let somebody in the door, ended up with a mental health crisis. It's tough. Those hardening targets are those little things. It's not necessarily big things. It's the little things. It's keeping the doors locked. It's not letting people in. It's buzzing people in. It's asking for their ID, following all those protocols. And you want to find out how soft that target is? Here's one for you. Go up to the school tomorrow, hit the buzzer, and say you're there to pick up your child, and see what they say. See what they say. And if you go in, you're in. So that's one of the things. And there's a lot of things, other things they do. When I was at the one of the presentations, they had like these big shields that they hang in the. These bulletproof shields that people could potentially, hold behind. There's a lot of little things. So hardening targets, absolutely. I'm just not sure what the hold up here is, and that probably is what is at the root of a lot of this discussion between the two areas, and that is it's just they seem to be dragging their feet. So anyway, I'm all for hardening targets. Not going to support the cell phone ban for the two reasons I explained. So anyway, thanks. Have a great day.